So we're going to start today with just a little, do you remember how to do f of? What if I said f of 6? Don't say it. Just think. And you don't need to copy this drawing. It's too complicated. What's f of 6? Were you thinking 4? Raise your hand if you had 4 in your head. You are correct. Because I gave you the x was 6. And see, there's the x is 6. And that point right there, 6 comma 4, gives you f of 6 is 4. Okay. Now, that's the easy kind where I give you the x. What if I don't give you that? What if instead I give you f of x is 5? This is more complicated than you might think. F of x is 5. Notice I did not give you x. That means I must have given you y. And if I said y was 5, I hope you noticed this point, but I hope you also noticed there would be another spot where it would be like right over there. There's 2 spots where the y is 5. X equals 4 is one of them, and x equals, you could take an educated guess. You get 6's right there. That means it's probably more than x is 6. It's probably like x equals 7. Did anybody have 2 answers from the get-go? Like you saw that there was 2 things. All right, good job. All right, let's do another one like that. F of x equals 2. This is clearly one of the spots because y is 2 right there. So x must equal what? 1. And if you drew a line through it at 1, that's the line x equals 1. Does it hit anything else? No. So then there's only one answer. X equals 1. All right, now here's the kind that's so hard that I can't cope with them. And so I scribble out part of it. Let's see how you do on that kind. What is f of 3m is equal to 10? So trust me, it's easier if you figure out f of what is 10 first. F of what is 10? F of 12 is 10. And then you can put together, so 3m must be 12, right? 3m, the thing that's underneath the squiggle there, must be 12. So m must be 4. Who had 4 in their head before I said it? Nice. Okay. All right. That's one kind. Here's a couple other kinds. I'm going to say f of x is 5x minus 2. And g of x, I'll make a different color. You should write this one down. G of x is equal to 2x quantity squared. Okay. We'll start with a really easy one. What's f of 3 plus g of 2? So figure out f of 3, figure out g of 2. And you just got to add them. I'll pause for a second. Let me give that a try. Okay, so hopefully you figured out f of 3 by sticking a 3 into the f function, which would be put a 3 right there, and you got 5 times 3 is 15 minus 2 is 13. F of 3, 13. G of 2, 2 goes over right there. 2 times 2 happens first. Remember parentheses, what's in the parentheses goes first. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then 4 squared is 16. So g of 2, 16. Add them together. 29. Who had 29 before I said it? Nice. Then here's the concept. There's only one thing that I know of that's on both tests. It was on the first test, and it was on the test you just took a couple days ago. And that was, can you find f of g of x? Always start on the inside. Figure out what you know about the inside. G of x is 2x quantity squared. See, that's what g of x is. Now you got to put that into the f function. F is eating a 2x quantity squared. So I'm going to take this, bring it down here, 5, and instead of the x, I'm going to put a parentheses for now, just to start with. Now that's this. It's just the same thing with a x removed, and there's a parentheses, which makes room for this. 2x quantity squared. Okay. Now multiplying that, don't overcomplicate this. There is no distribute. There's no plus inside there. It's just 5 times 2x squared, which is 10x squared, minus 2. Can't combine those because they're not like terms. There's your final answer. All right. Then, I need to know, be honest, how many of you had exactly that for your final answer? And that is not many people. All right. So, since that's something that we have on both tests, maybe we should practice that a little bit. Okay. We're going to take those same exact 2 equations, and instead of f of g of x, let's do g of f of x. If you know what f of x is, start on the inside, write that first. So f of x is 5x minus 2. It just is. It says so right there. 5x minus 2. And then g of that means I take the g function right here and I make it eat a 5x minus 2. I'm just going to rewrite the whole thing first. G of x is parentheses 2x parentheses squared. And then this is the important part. Do you know where to put it? It's going to go where the x was, except you should put a parenthesis where the x was, and then erase the x. And that parenthesis is what's going to hold the 5x minus 2. So do you know what to do first? The parentheses. So that's going to be 10x minus 4 in the parentheses, and then it's squared. And then so many times kids just think you square both of them. No, you don't. You go 10x minus 4 times 10x minus 4 to get the final answer. Take a second and figure that out. So 10x times the 10x is 100x squared. 10x times the negative 4 is negative 40x, and this makes another negative 40x, makes negative 80x. And the last thing we haven't done yet is the negative 4 times the negative 4 makes positive 16, and there's your final answer. 100x squared minus 80x plus 16. Now, I stuck a y equals at the beginning of it, but it's really g of x. Don't worry about that. There's my answer. I'll just put a box around it. I know, that was a tricky one. How many of you feel like you can do a function eating another function? Raise your hand if you've got this now. Okay, good. Then, if that's still not for you, like there might be a couple kids that are like, yeah, still got it wrong. Well, it's on both tests. Come up here and I'll help you with that. Now, you're going to have a bunch of time to work today. You do have a worksheet that's due not tomorrow, but Wednesday. So be working on that. But also, I'm going to hand back the older test. You know, the one that we hadn't looked at in a while. It's been like 2 weeks. The good news, in case you forgot, it was a one-page front and back. Very simple test. Just front and back of one page. So I'm going to hand it back to everybody. And then after a while, I'll ask for them back again. Okay, but don't hand it back to me immediately. I want you to all keep it for a bit, and then I'll take them all back from you. Okay? And if there's anybody who really wants to see our more recent test, that'll happen in about 10 minutes after I've handed out all the first wave of tests. If you want to see the other test, I can give that back to you too. Because your best thing you could be doing today is going through those old tests. And if you got anything wrong, you got to understand that, because that's going to come back again on the cumulative. So today would be a great day to ask me questions about the tests that didn't go so good the first time. All right, and that's all I have for the video for today.